Tennis star Novak Djokovic has been deported from Australia. His visa had been canceled because he misled authorities about his vaccination status. A federal court upheld that ruling Sunday, and a short time later, the #1 tennis player in the world left the country on a flight to Dubai. He had been scheduled to play in the Australian Open starting Monday. Australian officials require everyone coming into the country to be vaccinated against COVID-19, but Djokovic remains unvaccinated. The Serbian tennis star released a statement saying he was, quote, extremely disappointed by the court ruling, but respected it. Joining us now from London for more on this is CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab. Imtiaz, thanks for being here. So under what grounds did the court in Melbourne toss out Djokovic's appeal leading to his deportation?
Hey, Lana, good to talk to you. Yeah, what an extraordinary 11 days. Well, let's go to the courts. Basically, they said in a unanimous ruling by this 3-judge federal court bench, where the Chief Justice, a man by the name of James Alsup, basically said that the court's decision was based on, quote here, the lawfulness and legality of the immigration minister Alex Hawke's use of what's been described as discretionary powers to cancel Djokovic's visa. Now, you may remember the minister had canceled Djokovic's visa over concerns his presence in Australia, and I'm quoting here, would encourage what he called anti-vax sentiment in the country. Let's sit on that for a second. The concern was that Djokovic remaining in Australia would encourage anti-vax sentiment in the country. And we have to remember Australia is in the midst of its worst coronavirus outbreak. But really, the justices essentially said that their decision to throw out this appeal was because the minister's decision was legal and remains intact. But ultimately, and basically they also went on to say that it wasn't really up to them to decide on, quote, the merits of the wisdom of the discretion of the minister's decision. Now, this ruling, of course, ultimately dealt what we know is the final blow to Djokovic's hope of chasing a record 21st Grand Slam win at the Australian Open that starts on Monday. And this, of course, is much to the dismay of his family and friends, but a lot of people in Australia are cheering this decision because they believe he was trying to break the rules. Lana.
Well, as you mentioned, Imtiaz, this lasted quite a while. Why did it take so long for this issue to reach a resolution? Was it because of the platform that he had and that concern about an anti-vaccine sentiment in Australia?
I think all of it. I think Australia just really didn't know how to figure this out. Here's this huge tennis star, the biggest tennis player in the world, who is in the country and was given assurances by Australian tennis and other tennis bodies that he could play because he apparently did have coronavirus before and all this other stuff. But, you know, we really kind of have to look at it this way. You know, you have the reigning Australian Open champion who very easily could have defended his title if he got the coronavirus vaccine, right? We know it's something that's safe. We know it's something that's effective in protecting himself and others from COVID. But instead, Novak Djokovic essentially chose to make a huge spectacle of himself by trying to bend the rules. And remember, 11 days ago, after he landed in Australia, he was questioned by the airport, by immigration officers about his vaccination status. He was denied entry. His visa was canceled. He was also taken to a detention hotel where he spent several days as his legal team challenged the ruling. And at first, you know, it seemed that he might ultimately get away with this, not because the court said he was exempt from being vaccinated, but because the judge felt that Djokovic had not been given adequate time to respond to the threat of his visa cancellation. And that's when the Australian immigration minister really stepped in and said, listen, he's going to be using his discretion to cancel this visa over what we've been saying was his concern that Djokovic could stir up this anti-vax sentiment in Australia. And it's a decision now the courts have supported, and that's why he's being deported in the way that he has. But again, Lana, this really just sort of underscores some of the real issues in Australia when it comes to people who are in detention, who are being held in this way. And again, questions about Mr. Djokovic himself and the truthfulness of the statements that he's made, all of which is to say is that we've had this perfect storm of controversy, which ultimately could have been entirely avoided.
tied in with sports, and you have a perfect storm there, as you know. Serbian officials, we should note, have condemned today's court ruling and Djokovic's treatment by Australian authorities. Tell us, are they really just defending one of their own? Is it more complicated than that?
Well, listen, the world tennis #1's home country has, of course, been reacting furiously to his deportation from Australia. Djokovic, who was born in Belgrade, he is a national hero with near iconic status in Serbia. And his detention, drew fierce reactions from Serbian media and politicians alike, with the Serbian president, Aleksandar Vučić, calling the court ruling a, quote, farce. But there are signs, however, that at least internally in Serbia, the government anyway is trying to tone down its rhetoric. While on the one hand, it of course wants to defend this tennis phenom, its prodigal son. On the other, it doesn't want to be seen to be promoting vaccine hesitancy in what is one of Europe's least vaccinated countries. Remember, Serbia has less than 47% of people in that country having received the vaccine. And that's not great if you're trying to control this pandemic. Still, if you look at the Serbian media, well, they very firmly remain in support of Novak Djokovic, who they say is being treated like a criminal.
What about the international tennis community? How are they reacting?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say a mixture of silence and maybe even some disappointment. But disappointment to the news that Djokovic was being deported from Australia and that he would not be competing in the Australian Open. We have been hearing from some of tennis's other greats, people like Rafael Nadal, who said he was getting, quote, tired of hearing about this scandal, while another great tennis player, Andy Murray, who was, in pre-tournament meeting rounds ahead of his own performance at the Melbourne Open, called the whole situation a mess, saying that, he'd known Djokovic since he was 12 years old, and this is someone who he, quote, respects. But generally, I think world tennis is looking at arguably the best male tennis player in the world right now, who really put his anti-vaccination stance ahead of what could have been a history-making chapter in his career. Remember, as we've been saying, Djokovic has won 20 Grand Slams. 20. Only Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal has achieved that, and Djokovic was poised to smash that record. But his deportation from Australia means that he may also be barred from traveling back to that country for another 3 years. And so with the Australia Open essentially off the table for him, potentially anyways, it'll be pretty impossible to break that record and achieve that history-making goal of achieving a record 21 Grand Slams. So this is a big sacrifice for Novak Djokovic, who, as we've been saying, is now on a plane to Dubai after being deported from Australia.
All right, Imtiaz Tyab in London, thank you.
My pleasure.